everybody, come on in. We're going to do a quick kind of view at my 3 orchid windows, and I want to show you some close-ups and some things I'm excited about. And it's the most flowers and double spikes I've ever had. I'm really pleased because it was a hot, dry summer last summer, but they did get lots of light. And after that, we're going to go into the spare room, which is now my sewing, exercise, painting / my room. And we're going to see some interesting things that's going on in there. So I better hurry up and get started. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see what we can get into. But first, I never had Oncidiums before. Last year, Rosemary had bought me Oncidiums, and I was excited. She was at the store, and she's looking at them, and she sent me pictures. She says, "What one do you like?" And I said, "Oh, I like that big yellow flower." Now, I am loving Oncidiums. First time I've grown my own flowers. First time they flowered, they were in flower when I got them, and it's the first time they flowered with me. So I'm pretty excited, and I kept looking because the flower spikes come up inside the leaves, and I keep looking down those leaves. Is there anything coming down there? Orchid growing is so interesting, and really it's easy when you find the knack for your home and your environment. But anyway, I was so excited to notice something. I kept looking. I have one Oncidium in bloom in the other room, but I kept looking down at the one that had the big yellow flowers, and that's the ones I got last. And guess what? I have to show you. I have to show you. Let me get it out of here. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Looky here. Do you see? Let me see if I can get it right in there. There. See there? Center screen. A spike coming out of this leaf. Now, I keep looking down the plants. Now, this is the one that had the yellow flowers. I've put them all in glass. I am liking glass. Excuse me. Outside, I'm going to put it back. When they were out on the patio for the summer, I actually most of the time only watered the once a week I do when they're inside the house. But there was probably maybe a half a dozen times all summer I did 2 waterings a week. And the Oncidiums got the same that my fells got as far as my watering goes, as far as my water schedule goes. Oh, and by the way, now I'm not sure if it was Patricia, but somebody sent me an email for my water schedule, and I've tried to send it 2 or 3 times, and it says their mailbox is full. So under the comment, under the video, I'm going to put my water schedule for anybody that wants to highlight, copy, print. Maybe that'll make it easier. I'm sorry, I've tried a bunch of times, but apparently her mailbox is full. And I'm sorry about that. So luckily I didn't forget that. So what else is going on over here? Let's see. Oh, up here. This was the other one in this window. Now, this dendrobium flowered a few flowers last year, and you can see, I didn't clean it up any better, but you can see these are the old stalks. Now, anywhere where it flowered last year will not flower again. Now, It's getting flowers. Aren't they beautiful? It's very happy in there. Can you see all the roots? There's a drain hole in the bottom, and there is 4 holes on the side. They're nice size holes. You could see I could probably put my fat little finger in there, and it seems quite happy. So far we are getting flowers, and I was happy to see these. So I'll put that back up there, and I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to show you a quick view of this window before we go in to look at the other one. Okay. There we go. I noticed my, oh, and happy Thanksgiving all my American relatives, friends, and subscribers. Happy Thanksgiving. Now, for some reason, this cactus, it flowers more at Christmas, but it does get a few for the American Thanksgiving. It didn't come out in time for ours, but it's coming. It's coming. And this is my bamboo. It's doing good. It's getting light from the front window. It's getting light from this window. And quite often I leave these 2 grow lights on until the sun is brightest and coming in here. So there's a beautiful spike coming here. And they are hiding, but there's one coming down inside. There's one on this one. You'll have to take my word for it. And of course, this is the keiki. And this is the plant I tried that I lost, but I prayed for a keiki and I got one. And because I love the flower, so I'm going to get a flower. And this is all the keiki, and it had such big leaves, and they did split. I was so sorry to see that, but keeping my eye on it. And this one here has a spike coming right in there. And this is one of my older ones. Have a plant growing in the back there. The cactuses are all doing good. All winter I hardly water them. They might get a little bit, and all my plants get the water left over from my orchids. All of them. Nobody gets treated special. That's a joke. Okay, I'll be with you in a minute. I'll get set up at the other window. Okay, here we are at the other west window, and I have the misters on. I probably run the misters maybe twice a week. And we've had some showers, and this morning it was raining really hard, so they are getting some humidity from that. But because it's winter and it's not been freezing at night, but it's been getting close, so the furnace is coming on, making the dry air, which is the air issue, humidity issue we have in this climate. So here, as you see, this Oncidium, one of the other ones I got, coming in bloom. It is so beautiful. Jack says, are they drying out? I think it's just their look. Whoops. It's just their look. So there's another spike still coming. And I have it in this window. And I have a mister here, so it's near humidity. And now here is interesting. I'll show you a couple. We sit right there and eat most of our meals. And always the orchids are near. So this is the orchid that is young lava, and I left the spike on, not something I usually do, and there's 2 flowers coming, and it did flower most of last summer with 2 or 3 flowers. And it has 2 spikes. It has one there. Whoops, I'm dripping water on the floor. And one there. And the leaves are healthy. So I'm quite excited about that one. I'll put it back. And one of the last orchids I potted was this one. And I put bark in and I left some of the moss, and there's interesting things happening in here. There might be 2 spikes coming, and this was in flower with 2 spikes last year when I got it. But in here, let me see, where's my, right in there, it looks like a spike. And I might be, expecting too much, but right in there I think there might be a little spike coming. So its leaves are good. A couple are going yellow. It's shock. It's its first time, and I love this little pot. It has a hole in the bottom and 4, 2 on one side, 2 on the other, and it's a nice crystal vase I got for nothing, but the roots are already showing good growth. That's a fast growing sign when you see that. So that's an exciting thing that's happening here. And the other one I want to show you without breaking, oh yeah, there's actually a couple. Now I think, let me see, which one was the one that had 4 spikes? Now, I think it's way back there. Trying to remember which one it was. Oh dear, I'll show you a close-up before we go to another window. So most of these are in spike or double spike, and I'm going to show you before we go to the next window. So, put that off of there. So here's the close-up of in the Oncidium. And there's the other spike that's coming. But it is so pretty. And it looks nice, don't you think, against it's a bowl I made, a humidity moisture, turned a vase upside down, put a bowl on it. Looks nice. And most of the other orchids, this one has a nice big spike coming. Right here, Carolyn. There. That's this one. And then this traffic cone that I painted and put 2 orchids in, they both have 2 spikes. The orchid on this side has 2 spikes, and the one on the other side has 2 spikes. Amazing, amazing. Now, back in over here. Now, if it gets real cold, I'll move these a little further away from the window. I think that's the 4 spike one that when I got last year, it had 4 spikes. It has 1 for sure coming, and another one here. Most of these are all in spike. This one has 2. Some of them, the buds are starting to get bigger. So we're doing good there. So we'll just walk over here. So my African violet, no flowers. I haven't done anything with it, basically. We have a spike here, and a spike here, and there, and some of them up here too. Georgia Pearl is in spike. Yes, I think all three of those are in spike. It's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be. So let's go to this window. Oh, I forgot to show you something at the other one. Now I'm always doing something different with this because I've never got a flower off it. So I have water in the bottom of this. And I'm sticking it in there hoping for some reaction. But most of these are also in spike. And I better go show you my corniferous ones that I got from Donna out in Blind Bay. Look at this. 2 new flowers. Yeah, there we go. Remember I showed you on the last video. I got 2 new flowers and 1 more coming here. And you can see they have been catching some little bugs. And there's a sign from the last. There's not a flower out on this one yet. But I think there might be one coming in here. So, but they are getting bugs. So, anyway, we're going to take off to the art room now. It's going to be interesting. See you in a minute. Okay, here we are. I'm in my painting room, and I'm going to talk to you a few minutes before I just show you a closer look here. But Jack bought me this art desk. My first art desk I've had all kinds of things, but there was always a bed in here, and I had a little tiny alleyway, and I had sewing on this side, and I had to put painting on the bed. And this is the first time I have room all to my own. I'm going to show you the whole room out. I just love it in here. But I have noticed sometimes, like I'm a messy painter, things fly over my nice fresh white paint. But I do have a painting I started, and I'll put that up in a minute. But Jack ordered this desk online, and I want to show you what it looked like. It was through Amazon. Now this here, everything's backwards, Carolyn. Whoops, this way. This little thing here, when you have the easel up, everything falls out. And I want to show you what he did to fix that. So this is the Amazon thing. So it was $148. It came with a chair. We didn't get the chair. So see if I can get everything in here. Woo. Anyway, so here's the desk, and I have the easel up. But over here, I'm going to show you a close-up because I want to show it to you. And I'm going to show you before I put the painting on, and then we'll come back after. Okay, let me show you a close-up after I unhook this. You have to be so careful what you touch. Don't touch here. So, there's the desk. And there's these drawers that when it's up, because this is all glass, there's these drawers here which I have my paints in. And they're easy to operate. And that works. And then over here on this side, I open a drawer, and then I have a piece of glass I put here. And then this was a piece of glass we got at the thrift store, because otherwise, this is an old dresser that was my dad's, and it's not an expensive one, but it would have paint all over it without the glass. And Jack saw these two shelvings at the thrift store that were broken off of whatever they were attached to, and we put one piece on the back, and we made a whole shelf underneath all my paints, so it helps keep things tidy. And then up above I have shelving for other things I don't use as often. And over here behind me, my sewing, my serger, my regular sewing machine, and my books. So, and then in behind me, I have a mirror. Hi. I have a mirror because I come in here, this was always here, and I do exercises in here for my poor hip, which is helping. I do step-ups on this little green step, and I have some weights I hold, and I do 30 of each one. You step up, and you go up, and you go down, and it's really helping. They gave me that at therapy, because if I can avoid an operation, I'd like to do that. And then over here is my trampoline for rainy days, and I got the tripod. There's not a lot of room in here, and in the back is a cymbidium and a little bamboo I've been babying for years, wanting it to do something better. And see this little turtle? I got him in here because I really liked him. Now, Jack was at the thrift store, and he liked this. And this wasn't on it. It was an old broken lamp, and all that was left was the turtle with nothing here and nothing here. The lamp was broken and long gone. And so he paid $1 for it, and he made this cute little dish. He put a nice bottom, and then he put a hinge, and then I painted it, and I love that turtle. It only cost us $1 in his ingenuity. So this is kind of, this is my room. And then over here, if we ever get company that there's more than what will fit downstairs where Mom used to be, then this is the hide-a-bed. It's a horizontal hide-a-bed that we built. We ordered it online and built it. It was a lot of work, because this bed used to come all the way over to halfway through this. There was only a tiny little path here for me to stand and paint. So yes, I'm liking the room, and there's the top. So I want to show you here. So this, he put this is a magnet. Oh, he got this this old drawer knob. He put this magnet on it. It is such a strong magnet. He got all these magnets at a garage sale real cheap. And it goes on there. And you see, this whole shelf used to be attached to this. And he screwed it onto the piece of wood here. And he made it a little drawer thing, so it slides and I can pull it out. Now all this stuff wouldn't sit here, because as soon as you move it up to paint, all this stuff would fall. So he took it off of here and put it there, and this is great. And then I had these little containers for my brushes that Rosemary had bought me, and I hooked them on to the side. And I mean, I have everything I need to paint. So, I'll be back in 1 second. Whew, there, now we can talk for a minute. Now, I am not, Jack will say I'm an artist. I've never taken my paintings anywhere. They don't go anywhere. They hang on the walls. Running out of wall space, but they hang on the walls. And sometimes if someone says they love one, they get it. So no one's been in here in this room with me except you guys and Jack and Rosemary. That's the only people that have been in my art room. And this is my happy room. I mean, I have everything in here I need. And I put music on and I paint. So I'm going to show you sort of what I'm painting. I really liked this picture. And I liked all the mossy rocks in it. But I do not have that little baby bear. Now, I changed my mind and I looked at this and I looked at some other pictures I had. I don't know, you look at pictures and you say, oh, now I have this picture. So somehow I wanted trees in there with also. So actually I'm just working on the background and I haven't done the bear yet. He's going to go here. He's big and that's why the trees and the rocks are big. And I'm not sure about the water here. I think when I get everything together in the background. Now a lot of this is done but none of the final details. I'm saving them to last. So this is it, and then the bear is going to be the most important part, and then there's water going to be down here. So I have a lineup of things in my head, of things I want to paint and do. So I guess that's what keeps life interesting when not everything is going great. But I'll tell you a story about Mom. We went there about 3 days ago to visit Mom, because we're there a couple times a week, I guess. So we went and I helped her to change her sweater. She wanted to change her sweater and I noticed her hair was all knotted and it needed cut. And I didn't have scissors at the time and I didn't cut it, but it bothered me so bad. I was awake in the night thinking about it. So back we went with scissors and like I cut that much off the back. And it looks really nice because hers is all one length and thin in the front. She's got thin hair like me. Like my hair, that's why it's so short, is because it's gone thin. And I never took hormones. I don't know if you guys did, but I never took anything. Crumb, I didn't even want to take birth control pills when they came out. I've never been one for one to take these things. So anyway, I suppose if I took hormones, my hair would be not so thin. But I do sometimes put rosemary oil up there and rub it in. But so it's easier for me because it's so thin, as I just top it off because I'm not overly concerned with my hair or anything. I do the best I can with what I got. And I try to, you know. So I chop off the back, and like this time I cut it a little short back here, but it grows. And I found if I used to curl it, and I thought, no, I don't want to curl it anymore, and I sort of started to grow at one length, and then it just, it bugged me. So, and then it's hanging, and then all this pot where it's going bald was showing. I thought, heck with it, I'm cutting it all off. Do you know, I could put a toque on it and go out to do the chickens, so I close them in at night, and I could take the toque off, not do my hair, and it's fine. It doesn't matter what I do to it. I don't curl it now. I just, that's it. Anything easy. So, that's the hair topic. But anyway, I wanted to share this room with you. And maybe after I'm going to go for a walk. If you ever want to see a video where I walk, I could do that too. You'll have to let me know. But anyway, I guess I'm just showing nothing too much is happening that's very exciting. But the most exciting thing we're looking forward to is Mom's 102 birthday, December 6th, and it's coming fast. So we're going to get a great big cake and everybody can share it. They're so nice people. There's nice people where she is, and I think I can do a video, and I'm going to check with everybody, and I hope to show it to you, because one day I go there. She said she's sitting out at the table, like her room is a very short walk because she has trouble with her walker getting that far. But they go out sometimes an hour or two early for the next meal because they all sit at the table and they talk, because there's a great big window looking out at their patio, and then over there's a big living room with big windows, and then on the other side is the kitchen, where the people working in the kitchen can keep their eye on them and they can talk to each other. So it's quite a nice setup. But we got in there and they were sitting at the table, and we say hi to everybody. We know everybody now. Once in a while there's someone new, and they're nice. They're nice people. Most of them have dementia, or Alzheimer's, and they said they're trying to have these people live in more of a home environment rather than a medical environment. And because there's only 12 people each house or each pod, excuse me, and they look like normal houses, has 6 people on one side and 6 on the other. 2 kitchens, 2 living rooms, 2 outdoor spaces. So it's all set, and so there's usually about 6 people at her table. And she grew up with a family of 8. So her mother died when she was very young, and she didn't really remember her. She had cancer. Most of her sisters passed with cancer, even some of my cousins. So there's no one left in her family, and she's the only one that came to Canada as a war bride. So anyway, I hope to film her birthday. It's something exciting. I never get excited about Christmas until Mom's birthday's over. So yeah, we will be doing something special for that, and I hope to share it with you. So, thanks. I know my views are down, and I know I'm not on as often as I should or could be, but I try. It's just, I don't know where the day goes. Like, Jack and I get up, we do this, we do that, and next thing you know, it's supper time. But I'm always trying, and sometimes I think, well, I don't know what I'm going to say, the orchids are just growing, and you can only say so much about the orchids when they're just growing. Anybody that has any questions about what I do, how I do it, you're welcome to ask, and I'll be happy to let you know. And underneath the introduction comment section about this video, I will put the water schedule again. If any of you highlight it and copy it to your mail or print it or something like that. So, because there's other information there. And maybe next video I'll show the close-up of the fertilizers I'm using again. But I don't think the fertilizers are any part of the reason how my orchids are doing. I think it's the water schedule itself and the variety, because it's a 6-week water schedule, and only 2 of those weeks I use fertilizer. Other times I'm using seaweed extract, Epsom salts, black tea, which is so good. I notice when I use some of these things, I notice that the next day they look so vibrant. You know, you notice, and I stick to that water schedule. Now, one of those water schedule weeks is just a water flush, and that helps get rid of cleans inside the pot. Now, and I use CALiMAGic with every watering except the water flush. Now, some weeks, if I have a lot of appointments, made something in the wrong place, and like a dentist appointment, which I just did, then I'll say, oh, well, I'll just take what I was supposed to do today, and I'll do the water flush, and I'll switch it with something else that I was supposed to do that day. And the next day I catch up. But that's what I do, and it seems to work for me, and I'm really not fussing over them. When I first got them, I watched a bunch of videos. I used to use hydrogen peroxide. When I repotted, I used to use alcohol. I'd clean off all the roots. Then I discovered, like, according to my reasonings, they did not like their roots disturbed. So I don't disturb the roots any more than I have to, any more often than I have to. But with the glass vases, I found that when you're checking them, because when you're first getting orchids and you're not sure of your watering schedule, the best advice I give you is, if you have see-through, whether it's plastic or glass, the day it's your watering day, unpot it. Until you know how they're doing, unpot it. Do this a few watering days in a row. And if it looks wet, then you know you do not want to go and water it again. It should be getting almost dry. Maybe a little damp at the bottom, but the top can be dry. You can always mist in between watering days, the top a little bit with some mist, a fertilizer mist or a water mist, something. I can show you what I use. Maybe in the next video I'll do that. And do this every watering day until you're sure. Like if you take it out and you find it's totally dry, right to the bottom, bone dry, that means you have to water more often. And if it's totally damp, don't water. And so then you can figure out, well, I'll wait a couple more days, I'll check it again. And wait until it looks almost dry, but it has some dampness on the bottom, because that dampness, that's how mine are when I water them. That dampness puts humidity through the pot. Especially like if you got a bit of heat coming through the window, a bit of light, helps warm up the pot. But I found I've done better with the glass vases. And I think the plastic would probably be the same, because I have noticed I wouldn't have changed almost all my orchids now, and pretty soon it will be all to glass vases, if I hadn't noticed a distinct advantage. Photosynthesis with the Phalaenopsis and even the Oncidiums, they don't get the green roots, they get green tips, but they just seemed healthier. Now, because the glass vases you don't have to put inside another pot, you just put them on a dish, then they're getting more light. Now, if you're putting them in another pot, you have to make sure there's a nice amount of space between the plastic and the other pot, so that air can get in and light can get in. It's not as much light, but it's better than no light. I have definitely noticed, I think that's why I'm getting all these double spikes, because I mean, it's been over 15 years I've been growing orchids, and I've never had yellow spikes, double spikes on so many orchids until I've done this. So that is my only change. And anyway, that's enough talking from me. Share the love out there, everybody, because God knows the world needs all the love it can get. And we got to outnumber the people that are struggling to be loving. Take care. Love you all, and thanks for joining me.